Residents remain divided on Governor Haslam's proposal to increase the price you pay at the pump. These protests are in response to the Traditionalist Workers' Party event being held on the Hill. Everyone dipped their hand in paint and placed it on the rock in solidarity against racism. Governor Haslam gives his State of the State address here in the House chamber in the state's capital. Bee pollination services have an economic value of $3 billion a year. Governor Haslam's Improve Act raises fuel taxes to pay for Tennessee roads. University of Tennessee student Jared Nelson says a tax increase may benefit college students.
We don't tend to commute too far. We tend to live pretty close to campus, so it might end up actually being kind of a fiscal positive for us.
West Tennessee student Cody Sane says the tax may help repair the roads.
So in the long run, I feel like wearing my vehicle out faster is going to have a larger economic impact on me than raising the gas tax slightly.
Economics professor Matthew Murray says students and faculty share a lesser burden than rural community members.
The burden would come for low-income households, and in particular low-income households that reside in rural parts of the state, where driving large numbers of miles is just something that those people have to do.
Murray says Tennessee surplus funds are not a long-term solution to pay for better roads.
The reality is, while there is a surplus, the state also needs to pile money into the rainy day fund. There are other uses for those funds, and it is not a long-term source of revenue to fund the roads. Tennessee
drivers pay 21.4 cents in taxes per gallon of fuel. Residents remain divided on Governor Haslam's proposal to increase the price you pay at the pump. Student Greg Butcher speaks to Tennessee residents about the negative impacts of a gas tax.
Our state has a budget surplus, and a pretty substantial budget surplus, a lot of it recurring, a part of it's one-time money, but I think most voters and most Tennesseans would agree that if we have a budget surplus, if you're taking too much of my taxes, there is absolutely no reason to justify raising taxes.
Out-of-state student Maya McCullough says the gas tax may alter her travel home.
It does make, it's kind of like a burden that, I normally can fill up my tank, maybe $25, $30 max with premium gas. So having that gas tax, I wouldn't say it would inhibit me from going home, but it does, kind of like set me back just a little bit.
The Improve Act collects funds for 962 future road and infrastructure projects in all 95 counties. Protests have erupted on the University of Tennessee campus, as you can see here on Cumberland Avenue. These protests are in response to the Traditionalist Workers' Party event being held on the Hill. The Traditionalist Workers' Party, or TWP, spoke on campus this past Saturday, February 17th at 1 p.m. in Buehler Hall. The University of Tennessee planned for additional security measures, and everyone entering the event was subject to a security checkpoint at the bottom of the hill. In recent weeks, the Traditionalist Workers' Party has written hateful messages on the rock that promote white supremacy. However, the rain could not stop protesters from countering the TWP's divisive message. Across campus, students gathered at the Bryson Black Cultural Center to provide a safe, open space for all students. The United in Love event had lots of great food and dancing for campus community members to enjoy. President of the Student Political Alliance, Brent West, said the United in Love event brought people together all over campus.
So this event today was basically just kind of a coming together of the community, just to go against hate, denouncing hate speech and white supremacy on campus, and just kind of bringing people together in love.
Kiana Townsell, president of the NAACP at the university, hopes that these types of events continue in the future.
In light of this and how huge the event was, we knew that it was important. So I'm just excited that it finally happened. Hopefully, we won't have to connect under terms like this in the future. We'll be able to do it on our own because we see the turnout that it brings and the excitement that it brings.
The Southern Poverty Law Center reports that hate groups have increased targeting efforts on college campuses over the past few years. As of now, there are 917 hate groups nationwide. The center's hate map shows several neo-Nazi and white nationalist groups across the state of Tennessee. In these times when the university is faced with hate, there are people promoting peace and others protesting for equality. Despite the rain, these protests will continue late into the evening. For UT Today, this is Beverly Banks reporting. Over 100 members of the university community gathered at The Rock on Friday, February 9th to support campus inclusivity. The UTK Campus Ministry Council, the Student Government Association, and the Faculty Senate responded to hate speech written on The Rock. In recent months, members of the Traditionalist Workers' Party, or TWP, wrote "My Borders, My Choice" on The Rock. The TWP registered to speak at the university as part of their National Socialism or Death Tour to college campuses. In the past, the TWP has argued that they are within their First Amendment right to spread their message and share their mission. Mario Grant, the Diversity Affairs Director within the Student Government Association, says the legal component to free speech requires responsibility.
Everything that's legal isn't always ethical, and everything that's ethical isn't always responsible. So today I'm here in support of that, and I believe that there are a lot of people from different walks of life. I don't see just one group out here. The one group that I do see is the University of Tennessee, and that's the true volunteer spirit.
This event allowed the university to make a peaceful statement and stand as one volunteer family. Members of the University of Tennessee and Knoxville community stood united at The Rock today. Everyone dipped their hand in paint and placed it on The Rock in solidarity against racism. Chancellor Davenport shared her response to the TWP in a letter earlier this month and at the United at The Rock event.
Their fear and their fear-mongering and their views are not winning the day. We will not let them make us afraid. We will not let them make us back down. We will ensure that they know that the University of Tennessee is a place of peace and a place of love and a place where we come together.
Mario hopes the university continues these types of events to support students of all backgrounds.
It tells me that, people are together. It tells me that, although our campus has faced times where we felt extremely divided, it's in these times that we choose to come together. Not that we aren't always together, but I think that when extreme things happen, it reminds us of who we really are and why we're here at the University of Tennessee.
Each hand on The Rock represents a commitment to recognizing racism on campus and challenging hate with love. For Torchlight News, this is Beverly Banks reporting.
Welcome, Chancellor Davenport. Thank you so much for being here today.
Welcome, and thank you for watching UT Today. I'm Justin Crawford.
And I'm Beverly Banks. Coming up, reporter Rachel Underwood tells us how one UT student is giving back.
So excited to see the circle drill again. It's always fun to see the band out there at every game.